All right. Welcome to Costa Rica. My name is Johnny from Johnny Knows Costa Rica. Today we're meeting with Tony from RadPad. You know what? Some of us might ask, you know what? Hey, what is Johnny meeting with this guy Tony? He's a builder. What does building have to do with healthcare? Well, a lot of things have to do with healthcare because the quality of life where you live is important. Tony, how's the day going?
My day is going fantastic. Johnny knows Costa Rica. I'm so happy to be here, man. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Well, Tony, it's my pleasure because when we learn about people in these Latin American countries that are doing this entrepreneurship, because it is tough, and I think you probably uh, tell me a little bit about tough, right?
Yeah, man. A little bit about tough is finding a microphone in the morning, right? And making the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi work.
and then you have this fantastic microphone I got in front of me, and it's not working right.
Oh yeah, man. I think being successful in Latin American countries for expats is really about the willingness to do what others aren't willing to do. Is just to keep on grinding, man. Just keep on going.
You know, that says it all because if you could make it out here, you could probably be, if you go back to the States, you'd be a billionaire because it is difficult.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Preaching to the choir. It's difficult, but the rewards are so beautiful. The rewards are so beautiful.
I talk to friends back in the States and I'm like, you know what? It's like, what are you doing in Costa Rica? What are you doing in Mexico? Why you come back home? And I'm like, quality of life. That's what it is. And like,
For
well,
sure.
but you know what? Let's get into it. Tony, tell us a little bit about who you are, why you chose Nicaragua to start, how that all happened. How did you become a builder? You know what? The whole ball and wax.
All right, man. Well, my parents are immigrants, so they came from a country called Wales in Europe. They came over to Canada and the United States and had me. I was born in San Francisco, just outside of San Francisco, and I grew up in California. Um, very influenced by the skateboard culture, so I started building skateboard ramps as a little tiny kid. That was probably my first building experience. Changing hats. That's the key to success in Latin America is a man that wears many hats. Um,
That's
so yeah,
it.
that's it. That's all you need. You come down here, you get a lot of hats. You'll do fine. Um, so yeah, building skateboard ramps, and then got into music and started building recording studios. Um, Grew up in that board sport kind of that culture, and then what happened there? Yeah, built a lot of recording studios. Really got into that. I was in a band, even touring around, so I was exposed to a lot of different environments. And what you said, the quality of life. Um, I've seen a lot of different qualities of life in my short period of time on this planet. So traveling around in a band, building recording studios. Then I moved to Canada and I got into the wine business. I became a winemaker. Spent 10 or 12 years doing that, building a lot of wineries. I've probably built maybe four wineries now, 5 wineries, and some food production plants, and just really got into that sort of building. Kind of fell into marketing. Um, and then took a vacation to Nicaragua. I looked for somewhere that was warm, safe, and cheap.
Tony, you're talking about safe. How is Nicaragua safe? There's this misconception. Tell us about that.
Oh, it's so beautiful. So I've been here 4 years now, right? I've never left. I run across the border. I do what's called a border run every 90 days or thereabouts. Sometimes, one time I was 400 days late. So I
No,
paid,
no.
yeah, man. Yeah. I was 460 something days late. I didn't have enough money. I was starting a business. I was broke. So eventually I earned the money to go pay the fee, go into Costa Rica, and then come right back. But now I stick to about that 90 days. I cruise over to Costa Rica, but I haven't been out of Nicaragua in 4 years. So the longest I've ever been out of Nicaragua is about an hour as I wait in your guys' Costa Rica lineup. Um, until 2 weeks ago, I went to Costa Rica on a recon mission, man. Blew my freaking mind. absolutely amazing. And the reason I'm just going to give you a little bit of that is because of the perception of safety is such an interesting topic that's ingrained through programming, basically through television and media, uh,
We're
television
indoctrinated.
programming.
We're indoctrinated as Americans that this is what's safe and that everybody else is level four, World War III on the verge of getting there, right?
Right. And so, well, coming over here, I'd had some trips in my day. I got to go to Mexico, and I used to do like the all inclusive. Like I just go and I'd be like they'd herd me like a turtle into this little captivity area. I'd soak in the sun and drink their drinks, and then I'd go back to Canada, and that would be my winter vacation. And then eventually we got tired of that, so we decided to just go to Mexico and take chicken buses and stuff, and it was like really adventurous. Um, and then we wound up going to Haiti, Port-au-Prince. Father-in-law at the time took us over, and we got to go see what like Haiti's like, which is absolutely mind-blowing, coming from a place that's so well organized as Canada or the North America, going into Haiti. And after Haiti and Mexico, I started saying like, well, I think the world's my oyster. I'd go anywhere. So I wanted to go to Asia or something, and we just Googled cheap, safe, and warm weather, and Nicaragua really popped up. Um, and when you type in safe, it actually shows you it's the most dangerous place in the world. So me, as an entrepreneur, I'm like, that must mean something. Really? Like, really? It's more dangerous than Port-au-Prince? Holy shit. So I Googled it, and I started watching YouTube, and I was a junkie, man. When I want to learn something, I'm all about immersive learning. I want to jump in and go all the way. So I watched so many YouTube videos, everything I could find on Nicaragua, which there wasn't very much. You type in Costa Rica, and there's days and days of content, but in Nicaragua, there's not much. So from the ones I watched, I was like, this is not what they're saying it's like. This guy's like cruising around and whatever. So we decided to come to Nicaragua, and the perception of safety. So when I left and went across to Costa Rica just now, I was talking to Costa Ricans, and I started in La Cruz, and
Okay,
then I
yeah.
went from La Cruz down to Jaco, and then I went to Dominical, Uvita, and up by the waterfalls there, by that big waterfall, and I spent about 10 days in the country, and I met with fans and friends from Everything Nicaragua, the show that I've been doing up here in Costa Rica. So I really immersed, like they took me and were like, this is La Cruz, and this is everything. And this is my 5 or 10 years of experience. And then I went to the next place, and they said, this is my 5 or 10 years. So I got a pretty good handle on what was going down. But the most interesting thing was everybody was like, you're from Nicaragua? Are you okay? And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? They're like, well, the government or this and that. And I don't talk about that stuff, but I mean, I'm like, dude, no, I've lived all over Nicaragua. 4 years. The only thing that's ever been stolen from me was a hammock that I left outside. We called it the hammock thief. It was hilarious. But other than that, I've never had anything stolen. I've never been in a confrontational situation. I've never been in a situation where I was afraid. I walk the streets here in Rivas. Rivas is my favorite town in Nicaragua so far, and I've been here now in and out for about 2 years. And I've walked every street on every block here, and day and night, and I've never found any confrontation with anybody about anything. And I think what it is the culture is everybody knows each other. So like for somebody to steal my motorbike, that means somebody's neighbor had to steal my motorbike, and we'll find out whose neighbor that is. So like it just doesn't happen. I haven't.
It's a close knit community that
Totally.
people know each other. Um, they're they're humble. They have culture, and
Yeah.
people don't get that. They
No. Yeah.
and you're not looking for trouble. So if you're not looking for trouble, it's a good chance it's not going to find you, as long as you're not looking for it and you're not doing things. But that's a misconception of people. You know what? Oh, it's unsafe. Well, what did you
The
do to make
irony
it
here
unsafe?
is that
Yeah,
I'm in Nicaragua and I got good Wi-Fi, and you're in Costa Rica and you're having a problem.
I know. What is that?
Oh, you're just a little frozen up, Johnny.
No worries. So tell
You gone
us.
dark on us, brother.
Yeah, I'm still getting video here.
Man, Johnny and
Um,
I have had some challenges today with our Wi-Fi,
oh yeah,
but is it coming back?
I think so. Tony, you hear me? Can you hear me, Tony?
It looks like we're still rolling. We're still live. So I'll
Yeah,
go ahead and chat a little more on that for you while you get your
Tony.
get your ducks in a line there. I only say duck because we're using a program called StreamYard. I'd like to just thank the guys here at this hotel. If you're ever looking to come to Nicaragua and stay in a very nice hotel in Rivas, Nicaragua, this place is called the Grand Hotel Victorian. They're nice enough to let me come in here and use the Wi-Fi, swimming pool, really, really nice hotel rooms. Reasonably priced. It's about $60 a night. So it's by far the top end, top tier here in Nicaragua. Or I'm sorry, not Nicaragua, but Rivas. Very little expats here in Rivas. There, more and more are moving here as it is a cheaper place, and cheaper is definitely high on the list of people who live in
Hey,
Nicaragua.
Tony, can you
Really,
hear me?
whether they came with that mentality or it's instilled in them through the culture. Um, Finding things for less is definitely a sense of fulfillment here in Nicaragua. So this is a high-end spot. I've stayed at it a couple of times. Every once in a while, you need that North America fix. So you'll come in here, have hot water and all that. And I noticed that in Costa Rica, it's quite a bit different in the expectations or acceptance level of expats there. Like every place I stayed, not every, but most of the places I stayed had hot water. And here in Rivas, I don't have hot water. I haven't had hot water in like 2 years for sure. Um, but come on, Wi-Fi. Come
Hello,
on, Johnny.
hello.
Johnny, I'm giving it all I got, but I need a co-pilot here, brother.